Homemade energy balls, also known as energy bites, are a very easy, fun way to create a grab-and-go, nutrient-dense snack that both fuels your body and tastes absolutely delicious. And I love how many different flavor combinations you can make. In the past, I've shared oatmeal raisin, I've shared chocolate chip, matcha, lots of different options, which I'll link to down in the description box below. But today I'm sharing one of my favorite springtime flavors, which are my no-bake carrot cake energy balls. This is such a versatile recipe, and I'll show you lots of options for how you can make them work with whatever you have on hand. I'll also be sure to show you how to keep them 100% plant-based and how you can boost up the protein if that is a priority for you as well. Now, I like to make these in a food processor. I will say that my mini food processor is one of my top 10 kitchen essentials and definitely something you want to have for a clean and delicious kitchen. Now, if you don't already have a mini food processor and you want one, be sure to look for one that has a 4-cup capacity. A lot of mini food processors are 3-cup, but the 4-cup is still a mini processor, and that extra cup buys you a lot more space. So if you're interested, I will of course link to the one I'm using down in the description box below. Now, the first ingredient going in is a 1/4 cup of all natural nut butter. This can be almond butter, peanut butter, cashew butter. If you have a nut allergy, this could also be a seed butter, like a sunflower seed butter. You just want to keep in mind when you are buying your nut butters that you want them to have minimal ingredients, right? So really all that needs to be on that ingredient label is whatever type of nut it is and perhaps some salt. It's also important for a recipe like this to try to use a brand that is kind of loose. You can see how my peanut butter is almost pourable, right? This really helps with the texture of the energy balls. If the nut butter you're using is a little bit drier, if it's not as loose and runny, then you may need to add a little bit of extra honey or even a couple tablespoons of water to help the balls bind together. Next in goes a 1/2 cup of good old-fashioned rolled oats. You could also use quick oats here, but I do not recommend using steel cut oats because they are going to be too hard and they're not going to break down the way we need them to. Next in goes 1 scoop or 30 grams of a vanilla protein powder. Now, if you don't want to use protein powder, you could skip it and just add an extra 1/4 cup of the rolled oats. That would totally work. But personally, I love that little boost of protein and I like that it makes a more balanced snack. Now, a lot of you ask me what type of protein powder I like, what do I use? And personally, I love the flavor and the texture of whey protein. But you could, of course, choose a plant-based protein if you prefer. When I'm shopping for a protein powder, I'm usually looking for a protein isolate, meaning that it doesn't have any added carbohydrates or any added fats. And I do like high-quality options. The one I've been using lately is called Kion. This is a grass-fed whey protein isolate. It has no hormones, non-GMO, no added sugars, etc. So if you're looking for a good high-quality option, I do like this one a lot. I'll link to it down in the description box below, along with other brands that I like as well, so you can check them all out and decide which one is best for you. Now, to make this a true carrot cake energy ball, we need some shredded carrots. So I'm just gonna take my carrot, peel off the skin, and then on the small holes of a grater, I'm just gonna shred a 1/4 cup of the carrots, and then we'll pop that right into the food processor. Not only do the carrots add a little speckle of color in there, they add a nice natural sweetness as well. Then I've got 2 tablespoons of raisins. If you don't have raisins, use some chopped prunes or some chopped dates. 2 tablespoons of walnuts. Again, you could swap in pecans, you could swap in almonds. If you don't do nuts, you could do some hemp seeds, some chia seeds, some sunflower seeds, pumpkin seeds, right? Make it your own. And then 2 tablespoons of unsweetened coconut. Then to finish this up, I have 1 tablespoon of honey. This could also be maple syrup. And then to give it that true carrot cake flavor, this is where we need our spices. So I've got a combination of cinnamon and ground ginger that goes in, and then a little bit of fresh nutmeg. I always buy my nutmeg in these little pods, just like this. It's the nutmeg pod. And then I just grate it fresh whenever I need it. Nutmeg goes a long way, so you just need a little bit. From here, we're gonna pop on the lid, and then I like to blend it back and forth. So I just alternate between both buttons. Go for a few seconds in one direction, go for a few seconds in the other direction. If it looks like your ingredients are getting stuck at the bottom, just take the lid off, rotate everything around once or twice, and then finish it up. you're gonna notice that it's not going to come together into a ball. It's actually gonna look more like a wet, grainy sand, as you can see here. But when you squeeze it together, it sticks together very easily. So what I do is I transfer it into a bowl, and then I scoop out about a tablespoon of the dough, put it right into my palm, and you're just gonna shape it and roll it into a small ball like you see here. I'll place that on a small rimmed baking sheet that I have lined with some parchment paper and continue until I've worked through all of the dough. Now this recipe should get you 10 energy balls. If you wanted to make more, you could easily double or triple this recipe. Once I've got all the balls laid out, I'm just gonna pop them into the fridge, let them set up for about an hour, and then I just transfer them right into an airtight container where they will happily last in your fridge for a week or for months when stored in the freezer. This is a super delicious, fun snack that you can enjoy before or after a workout, for a breakfast on the go, or just packed into lunch boxes. They're super versatile and they taste just like a bite of carrot cake. Delightful. Now, if you like easy, healthy recipes, just like the one I've shared here, make sure you take a moment to like the video and subscribe to the channel so you never miss a new recipe. And be sure to sign up for my weekly newsletter as well. It is free, and instead of you having to come search for all the recipes, I'm gonna send them directly to you. For instance, if you're on my list today, you're gonna get this recipe along with a bunch of other energy balls and bites that I've shared on Clean and Delicious before, because it is my intention to make your life a little bit easier. As always, thank you so much for watching. I'm Danny Spies, and I'll see you back here next time with some more Clean and Deliciousness. Cheers! Homemade no-bake energy balls, also called energy bites, are a delicious grab-and-go, nutrient-dense snack. Homemade no-bake energy balls, also known as energy bites, are an easy, fun way to create a grab-and-go, nutrient-dense, so close.